What's good, YouTube? Flash Speaks back, man. Sunday. We got some good games coming up today, man. Got some good games coming up. Before we get into that, man, just to address some of the backlash and comments I've been seeing. So now the thing with CC Caitlin Clark is that she was sick last couple of games, apparently. The Caitlin Clark crew, fan base, y'all are a unique bunch. Y'all need to stop. But let's say she was sick, okay? She really shouldn't be out there because we have a general rule in sports, right? And that is, if you're out there, you're not sick, and don't nobody want to hear that. Okay? Don't nobody want to hear that. So, that one, come on, man. Come on, man. And then also I had a couple of the usual comments. You know, people come in, you really hate Caitlin Clark, don't you? You got a case of the hate Caitlin Clark thing. Which, confuses me because I criticized a bad game that she had harshly, right? And for y'all, that's hate. But if you got somebody like Rudy from the Come On Now podcast who talks about Angel Reese, it has nothing to do with basketball a lot of times. Y'all ain't got nothing to say to that dude. I don't see y'all on his podcast saying nothing about that. You know. Now he using coons, he using black coons like Officer Tatum. And so it ain't even got to be what he feel about Angel Reese. If he sees somebody else talking negative about Angel Reese, this Joker will just make a show out of that. That's how much this dude hate Angel Reese. And I get it. Y'all don't care about Angel Reese and y'all infatuated with Caitlin Clark, so I get it why you care about my critique of her game and you don't care about his critique of Angel Reese's person. But what I'm trying to show y'all is the difference between like real hate and criticism of a game. That's what I'm trying to show you. I could easily talk about Caitlin Clark's character on court. I think there's reasonable evidence to consider her a brat, to consider her entitled, spoiled. I could talk about the way she deals with officials, all of that. I could literally do an hour talking about that. Things I've heard about her and all of that. But for me, that's not the type of content I focus on. All I care about is the results on the court. I talk about the 10 turnovers. I talk about how I disagree with all y'all who believe she got Kyrie Irving level skills, you know, and all of that, and Magic Johnson level intellect. You know, I disagree with that. Y'all consider that hate. When you got all these other dudes, I mean, they're scum of the earth type of individuals, you know, and y'all have nothing to say about them. Just saying. All right, so anyway, man, we got the Sun and the Dream are about to play. I like the Dream in this, of course. The Sun, I still think probably aren't ready, man, to play much. You know, the Dream are really putting up some good games. The issues I've been having with them is just a little bit of clunkiness that they have, and at the end of games they make a lot of mistakes. But you know what? A lot of it probably is coming from the lack of veteran point guard play. You know, so it could be the absence of Jordan Canada. So we expect when Jordan Canada comes back, they'll probably play a lot better and improve some of that. And the Dream, you know, really might have a chance, man, to do something this year because Brittany Griner and Brianna Jones are really coming through, man, and have made a serious impact on the team. There's no doubt about it. So that's what I got to keep in mind. They're not whole right now. Jordan Canada comes back, you probably really, and then Pow can, come off the bench. You'll probably see a really impressive Atlanta team. Of course, I got them winning versus the Sun. The next game we'll talk about. I mean, the late game is the Aces and the Storm, which is always a good matchup. They had some real classic battles last year. You got Agent Wilson going at it with NECA. You can also say Izzy Megabor as well. Of course, you got the two wings there. You got I love Skylar versus Chelsea Gray. That's the battle of two of the top point guards in the league. Skylar, for me, is probably the second or third best point guard in the league. Chelsea is of course number one. You got Jewel Lloyd, facing her old team for the first time. So that's going to be serious. That's going to be serious. I'm interested in seeing how she is in that situation. Jackie, who been balling. Jackie on a mission this year, man. I just love watching her play. Both ends of the floor. She's a dog. She's a dog. And AJ just being AJ, of course, Seattle, though, man, that's they play defense. They're a defensive squad. One of my favorite defensive teams to watch, period. That's going to be a heck of a game. We also have the Mystics, who've been balling, Like I said, I still am not a big believer in them yet, like some people are. It's still really early in the year. You're talking about some young rookies who are likely to hit the wall at some point, but so far they look great. Ariafin doing her thing, as well as Sonia Citron, who many Chicago fans are lamenting that Chicago elected to trade that number 3 pick and take Ariel Atkins and not get her. And I get it. Right now, it looks like maybe that wasn't the right move. That's the way, so Chicago starts racking up some wins. That's the way it's going to look. Or until Ariel shows her value, that's the way it's going to look. And this brings me to the game, Chicago Sky versus the Sparks. Listen, this is the time right now for the Chicago Sky to start turning things around. Talking about a game against a very winnable a team in a game is very winnable. The Sparks are marred with injuries. Rakia Jackson is not going to play. I believe there are some other injuries. So basically, what you got to do is make sure Kelsey Plum doesn't go off and light you up. I think we have the personnel to try to counter that. Derek Hamby versus Angel Reese. I always like that matchup. Camilla versus Stevens. I like that matchup as well, I think. But I really would like to see just a little different stuff with Camilla, man. Some different types of action. Like Camilla, take some shots facing the basket a little bit more, too. Everything doesn't have to be necessarily right up under the basket. She has a little bit more to her game than that. And I would like to see them explore it, man. Tyler's going to have to show some creativity. Him and that coaching staff, man. They're really, really about to be on the clock, I think, man. It was coming into the season. That was the thing everyone was bragging about. This coaching staff. You got this girl, this lady from Europe. You got Tyler. You got all these coaches that everybody was talking about. And, they got to show some results, man. We need to see some results. So, this is the game, though, man. This is where you come out there, you turn it around, gain some confidence. Start seeing some wins in that win column. It ain't over, man. I'm not there yet. With the team. Last year started off a little slow out the gate as well. So, I mean, hey. Way too early to be panicking like a lot of us are doing. Way too early to be acting like this can't be turned around. You know? Need to go out there, man, get it done. And need to go out there and get it done, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick Chicago again. You know, go out there like a fool. And but this is realistic. You know, when I was talking to New York, that was just bravado. But this one, you know, this is winnable, man. And I like to see us go out there and do it. So I'll get with y'all later, man. Peace out.